The Bible is replete with stories that provoke curiosity and invite deep reflection, but few are as enigmatic as the dispute between the archangel Michael and Satan over the body of Moses. This obscure event, briefly mentioned in the New Testament, has sparked numerous interpretations and debates among theologians and scholars. To understand this mysterious encounter, we must delve into the biblical text, Jewish traditions, and early Christian writings, piecing together clues to uncover its significance. Imagine a cosmic courtroom where two mighty beings, Michael the Archangel and Satan, are locked in a heated dispute over one of the most revered figures in biblical history, Moses. What could provoke such a confrontation? This intriguing scenario is hinted at in a single verse in the New Testament, sparking questions and debates that have persisted for centuries. Today, we embark on a journey to unravel the mystery behind this divine conflict and uncover the deeper meanings hidden within this cryptic passage. The only direct reference to this event in the Bible is found in the book of Jude, specifically Jude 1 verse 9, which states, "But Michael the archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, 'The Lord rebuke you.'" This verse, although brief, opens a window into a story that the canonical texts do not fully explain. To comprehend why Michael and Satan were disputing, we must first consider the context of Moses' death. According to Deuteronomy 34 verse 5-6, Moses, one of the most revered figures in the Old Testament, died in the land of Moab, and God himself buried him in a valley, with his burial place remaining unknown to this day. The secrecy surrounding Moses' burial raises intriguing questions. Some scholars suggest that God concealed Moses' grave to prevent the Israelites from venerating his burial site, which could have led to idolatry, a recurring issue in their history. This concept of preventing idolatry is significant, as the Israelites had previously demonstrated a propensity for idol worship, such as the incident of the golden calf in Exodus 32. Further insights come from Jewish traditions and apocryphal texts. One such text is the Assumption of Moses or the Testament of Moses. Although the complete text has not survived, early Christian writers like Origen referenced it, indicating that it contained an account of Satan accusing Moses of sin and thus arguing that he did not deserve an honorable burial. This accusation likely pertains to the incident at Meribah, where Moses disobeyed God's command by striking a rock to bring forth water instead of speaking to it, as described in Numbers 20:7-12. This disobedience led to God's decision that Moses would not enter the promised land, highlighting Moses' human fallibility despite his greatness. Satan's role as the accuser is well established in the Bible. His name in Hebrew, Satan, literally means adversary or accuser. For example, in the book of Job, Satan challenges Job's integrity by arguing that his faithfulness is solely due to his prosperity. Job 1 verse 9-11. This adversarial role is consistent with his challenge against Moses, highlighting his continual opposition to God's people. Satan's role in questioning and challenging God's decisions and people is a recurrent theme, seen also in Zechariah 3 verse 1-2, where Satan accuses the high priest Joshua, and the Lord rebukes him. In contrast, Michael the Archangel is depicted as a protector and warrior for God's people in several biblical passages. In Daniel 10 verse 13 and 12:1, Michael is described as a prince and guardian of Israel, standing up for the nation during times of trouble. In Revelation 12 verse 7-9, Michael leads the heavenly armies against the dragon, identified as Satan, and prevails. These depictions of Michael emphasize his role as a defender of divine authority and righteousness. Michael's recurring role in these battles against evil forces signifies his position as a key figure in the cosmic struggle between good and evil. When we return to Jude 1 verse 9, we see Michael embodying this role. Despite the severity of the dispute, Michael does not engage in accusations or judgments against Satan. Instead, he says, "The Lord rebuke you." This response is profound, as it underscores Michael's humility and his recognition of God's ultimate authority. By deferring to God's judgment, Michael sets an example of how believers should respond to evil, with reliance on God's power and justice rather than their own. This humility and reliance on divine authority resonate with the broader biblical theme that ultimate judgment and authority belong to God alone. This phrase, "The Lord rebuke you," carries significant theological weight. It reminds us that ultimate authority and judgment belong to God alone. Even an archangel like Michael does not presume to usurp God's role in rendering judgment. This humility and deference to divine authority are critical lessons for believers. The notion that God's authority supersedes all is echoed throughout the Bible, emphasizing that humans and even angels must submit to His will and judgment. Additionally, the story highlights the reality of spiritual warfare. The Bible frequently speaks of the unseen battles between good and evil forces. Ephesians 6 verse 12 eloquently states, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places." This verse underscores that many of the conflicts and struggles we face have spiritual dimensions beyond our physical perception. Understanding this helps believers recognize that there are greater forces at play and that they must rely on spiritual armor and God's strength in their battles. While the Bible does not provide all the details about why Michael and Satan fought over Moses' body, the story invites us to reflect on several key themes: the nature of spiritual warfare, the importance of humility, and the sovereignty of God's judgment. Perhaps one reason for the dispute was to protect the sanctity of Moses' legacy. By keeping his burial place hidden, God ensured that the focus remained on Moses' teachings and leadership rather than on his physical remains. This decision underscores the idea that God's leaders are to be honored for their spiritual contributions rather than being venerated in a way that could lead to idolatry. In conclusion, the dispute between Michael and Satan over the body of Moses remains one of the more mysterious and thought-provoking passages in the Bible. It challenges us to consider the unseen spiritual battles, the role of angels, and the ultimate authority of God. This story, though brief, teaches profound lessons about faith, humility, and the divine order, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of our faith and the unseen realm. Thank you for joining us in exploring this fascinating story. If you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more biblical insights and mysteries. Let us know in the comments what other topics you'd like us to cover. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking the truth.